you're doing, eh? Oh. What the hell's going on up here? Leah, what the... Abby?
Oh, hi.
I, better go and tell the police.
Bill? Good morning.
Morning.
Is Jack about?
Not yet. Must have been a heavy night.
And Tom?
Afraid not.
Perhaps he had a heavy night too. I'll wait in the office if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm not sure about... There you are. Take a look at this.
What is it?
Proposal for a new development.
A new one? You haven't completed the malted deal yet.
Just look at it, will you?
The Mermaid Marina?
Knew you'd like it.
Charles, this is ridiculous.
Why? It's a prime site.
Oh, maybe. But even if the moon turned to green cheese and you managed to persuade Tom Howard and Jack Rolfe to sell out, there's still the small matter of our current credibility. My share prices are still very unstable. God knows what your father's next move is going to be.
That is exactly why it's high time we took the initiative. Attack is the best means of defense.
So you're always telling me.
Look, all I'm saying is, before you dismiss it out of hand, will you read it and give me your considered opinion?
All right.
Thank you. And Gerald, Relton,
What about it?
I think it's time to increase the pressure. Check out exactly how much stock Ken Masters holds.
Masters?
Well, who knows? Make him a good enough offer. He might be willing to sell.
No, Frank, no. Our other master said 10 minutes or
That's all that's missing then.
Yeah.
Value?
I'm not sure.
Oh, £600.
Sergeant?
Yours?
Never seen it before in my life.
Do you don't mind if I open it?
Feel free.
Just a minute, can I see that? Good God. Sir Edward Frere's America's Cutboat. The plans of the cube.
Two people can't design the same collection, Janice, not on.
Look, I'm not asking you to do it for him. Simply feed in your ideas and expand on what he's already done.
It would not work.
Well, what we've got doesn't work, does it?
Nope.
Well, then it's worth a try.
Look, this is not a patch and mend job. Mark has got something fundamentally wrong. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong.
In which case, we've got nothing to lose.
Look, why don't you just give him another chance, huh? Let him start again from scratch.
And if he gets it wrong again, where does that leave us?
Up a creek without a paddle, but that's the name of the game.
James, when we formed this partnership, we had to move over, we had to make room for each other's ideas. Now, all I'm asking is that Mark makes the same compromise.
Compromise. Compromise is the kiss of death. Now, right or wrong, a collection is one man's vision. You can't compare that to running a string of shops.
Running a first-class fashion house also requires flair and imagination. But at the end of the day, it is a business. That means you have to limit your risks and adapt.
Yes? For you.
Here's Jan Hard. Oh, listen, Tom, look, I'm in a meeting. Can I call... Oh, no, he's had an accident. Oh, thank God. Then what is it? Where are you? All right, I'll be right there. he been charged?
Oh, no. There's been no criminal offence committed.
Well, then what's the problem?
Edward Freer. He could bring a private prosecution.
It ain't gonna budge.
Turn on this, mate. They're made special.
Then Jack should be here to supervise the installation, shouldn't he? Instead of taking a midweek break.
Mr. Howard, if you've got a minute, we've got a bit of a problem with this engine, mate.
Not now, Bill. Maybe later.
I'd put something on that if I were you.
Oh, what a morning.
Hello, Tom.
Yes, sir. Jack?
No, sir.
Probably overslept.
I've already tried the house. The milk's still on the doorstep. I don't think you went home last night. I thought you might know where to find him. Oh, lifesaver.
Do you want to talk?
Yes, if you've got 3 hours to spare. Yes?
I'm sorry to interrupt, Mrs. Howe, but I've got Mark on the line.
Oh, please, God, no.
Putting through in my office, what do you say?
Yes, Mr. Brooke.
James? Thanks. For the coffee. His name is Jonathan Krantz. He is not my lover, he is my broker. I was trying to help Avril by quietly buying up as many Relton shares as I could.
And you told Jack all this?
Yes, everything over lunch the other day. I told him I was seeing Jonathan about selling stock in order to buy Relton shares. And that's what did it. The money. He accused me of not playing straight with him and then just slammed out.
Which is why you didn't tell him in the first place.
Yes. I'm a wealthy woman, Tom. I thought Jack might feel threatened.
Oh, there were times when I could cheerfully strangle him.
You and me both. So, where do we go from here?
Well, I hate to tell you this.
He's taken off like this before?
Once or twice.
And?
Well, my advice is to sit tight. He likes his creature comforts these days. He won't be too long away from the Jolly Sailor.
You know, I could represent Leo. Well, why don't you ask him to call me?
You're sure Edward's going to prosecute, aren't you?
Like most rich men, your grandfather craves what money can't buy.
Love.
Immortality. And for him, winning the America's Cup is another way of achieving it.
Anyone who gets in his way better watch out.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's wise to take precautions.
So unfair. Leo hasn't done anything. You're sure about that? Yes, I am sure about it. Of course I am.
Damn!
Tom? Bad day.
Oh, the pits. What about you?
Can't concentrate. Everything keeps coming back to Edward.
Yeah, same here.
Vindictiveness is in the Freers' blood, Tom. I'm frightened he's doing this to get back at me.
What are you doing for dinner tonight?
I thought you'd never ask.
And where were you until 1:30 this morning?
What is this? You checking up on me or something?
Somebody's got to.
If you must know, I was with your father.
Oh, I thought I felt my ears burning.
What do you expect us to do, Leo? Carry on as if nothing's happened?
Of course not.
Well, then.
Oh, I don't know, Mum. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but I get the distinct impression nobody believes me.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Is it? Then what was it you and Dad were discussing into the small hours?
this and that.
Oh, yes.
Leo, it's common knowledge round here that your father walked out of the America's Cup project after a blazing row with Edward.
So?
So, it has been suggested that maybe you were trying to even the score on your father's behalf.
Oh. And what did Dad say to that?
He defended you to the hilt. Said you weren't bright enough to think of it. Would you like to get that?
Hello, Leo Howard. Oh, good morning, Sergeant. What can I do for you? When? I see. Well, thank you for letting me know. Yeah.
Problem.
Sir Edward's solicitors just collected the plans from the police station. Apparently, he's instructed them to proceed with their civil action.
Damn him.
Nice to see you, Gerald. Sorry I couldn't oblige.
Well, if you should change your mind...
You'll be the first to know. Vicky, will you show Mr. Urquhart up?
Oh, good morning, Miss Wilde.
Hello, Gerald.
How very nice to see you again.
And you. Hello, Vicky. What's new? Anything I should know?
Laura, have you got a minute?
Yeah.
Nice one.
What?
A stunt to be proud of.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's relative marine Freya once. His flunky was here offering me way over the odds for my shares.
That figures.
That figures. I've been jumping around like a cat on hot bricks thinking Charles Freya was gunning for us, and all the time it was Avril Rolfe he was after. And all you can say is that figures?
Yes.
Why?
I wanted to know precisely what Charles Freya was up to before saying anything.
Liar.
You know, Ken, you have what the Americans call an attitude problem. I thought it was time you were taken down a peg or two.
I see.
And so, did you accept?
Except what?
Freya's offer for your Elton shares.
Perhaps we'll talk about it over lunch. After we've discussed my attitude problem.
Jack?
Right, not. You haven't seen his plans for Arcadia by any chance, have you?
No, I haven't, Bill, sorry.
Oh, I don't know. We moan about the man when he's here, but when he's not, we don't seem to be able to get by without him. Any news?
Not a word. I'm off to Charles Freya. If anybody needs it, that's where I'll be.
Well, radar. Oh, hello, Mrs. Annenberg. No, I'm afraid he's not. No, he's not here either.
I'll call on her later.
But he said he'd call on you later. That's right, bye.
You went that far above the market price and he still turned you down?
Yes.
It's a bit out of character, isn't it? Masters isn't usually slow to snap up a fat profit.
Yeah, well, I think I was to blame on that score.
Oh, yes.
Well, his new partner, the delightful Miss Wilde, came to visit me while you were in Malta.
Why?
Well, apparently Masters was labouring under the misapprehension that you were gunning for leisure cruise.
Oh, I'm always willing to have a shot at our Ken, you know that. However, it's hardly top priority at the moment.
No, but he worked himself up into quite a state about it.
Uh-huh. So, seduced by her charms, you informed the delightful Miss Wilde that I had no such intention.
Oh, no. No. But she may have gained that impression.
Yes, and now Masters knows that too. He can afford to hold me to ransom over his Relton shares.
That would be the logical conclusion to draw.
Yes, but...
Well, I don't know. It's just a hunch.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, behind the teeth and smiles, I think Laura Wilde is out for one person only. Herself.
And is therefore not the type to run errands unless there's something in it for her.
Something she has in common with Avril, wouldn't you say?
You know, I hate to think that Ken Masters has been worrying himself unnecessarily. Yes?
I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Freya, but Tom Howard's here. I told him you were busy.
That's quite all right, Fiona. Show him in. I think you should cultivate your delightful Miss Wilde. See if you can't find out exactly what's going on.
Gerald, Tom. Charles, I'm sorry to barge in like this, but I only need a moment.
Oh, not a problem with the 6 meter, I hope.
Oh, no, well, nothing I can't handle anyway.
What then?
It's personal.
Well, have a seat.
I need a favor.
I simply expect you to comply with the terms of the contract and deliver on time. Yes, that's simply not good enough. All right, then, tomorrow. But I have to tell you, if your van is not here by 12 noon, then that's it. You can forget any further orders from Howard Brook. Goodbye. What's your problem?
I don't know. I couldn't sleep. You know, from my office, it sounded as if Third World War had broken out.
Oh, great. I don't know. What with temperamental designers and unreliable suppliers, I don't know why I bother.
Things not looking so good for Leo, hmm?
No. Sir Edward Freer is out for revenge. He's instructed his solicitors to take it to the High Court if necessary.
Kids.
You know, when they're young, we're forever telling them to grow up. And then when they do, we watch them make the same mistakes we did and wonder where it all went wrong.
You never told me
Never told you what.
that you've got children.
I used to have. I don't have any more.
You got a visitor. I said he was just leaving, but he wouldn't take it.
Fine.
Abby?
What are you doing here?
The other day at the marina, I asked you to come back to me. You were about to answer when things kind of went all to hell. My offer still stands, Abby. What do you say?
Thanks anyway for trying, Tom. It was good of you to give up your time.
Well, I thought I knew all his boat-holes, but the old fox has obviously found a new one.
What about the Coast Guard? No sightings, no wreckage reported.
No, Vanessa, nothing like that. This is Jack's patch. He's gone to ground. That's all there is to it.
I know. But I first lost him 30 years ago, Tom. It would be more than careless to do so again.
He's probably tucked up in some riverside pub, enjoying giving us a hard time.
If he is, I'll kill him.
Not if I get to him first, you won't.
Have you told Avril?
I'm just about to tell her now.
You've got enough on your plate, I'll do it. Save you the trouble.
All right.
Jan, if there's nothing else, I'm going to go home, okay, by the marina. I thought I'd see if the painters had finished the boutique.
There is.
There is what?
Something else.
Yeah, well, go on.
Dinner, if you're not committed.
Only to, a frozen pizza and an early night.
Good. My place at 8, then.
Yes, miss, your place at 8.
Sally,
Yes,
get me Mark on the phone, will you?
certainly.
Well, how is he?
Severe bruising, but nothing broken. If there's no delayed reaction, they'll release him in the morning.
Alan is an apprentice, Leo. He shouldn't have been left to lift that engine unsupervised.
I was supervised.
Yes, and he ends up in hospital. Being hauled up in front of an industrial tribunal is the last thing either of us need at the moment. I think you better call it a day before anyone else gets hurt.
You're the boss.
Oh, Leo, just don't come back till you've got yourself together, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry, Leo. I want a word with Avril.
It's all right. I've been dismissed.
Come in, Vanessa. Please, sit down.
No, I'm not stopping. I just want a quick word.
Tom didn't find him, did he? I was down at the moorings earlier. I saw his car.
No, I'm afraid he didn't.
Well, you haven't come here to tell me that. I mean, you could have phoned.
I didn't come to see you choke on humble pie, if that's what you're thinking.
No, I'm not. But I wouldn't have blamed you if you had. I had no right to interfere.
You had your father's best interests at heart, and to be honest, I was as much to blame as anyone.
Even so, I am sorry.
Apology accepted. Now let's forget it and give some thought to Charles Frere.
Charles? Well, he's my problem, Vanessa.
But Relton is mine. Up to a point. My father spent his life building this company, Avril. And he did it by hard work and straight dealing. If someone like Frere were to gain control again, I'm sure he'd turn in his grave. So, what I'm trying to say is, regardless of what happens between your father and me, my offer of help still stands.
Yes. A table for two at 8:30. Yes. My name is Urquhart. Urquhart. Yeah. Thank you.
I didn't realize we were dining out.
We are not.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, Orrin called round to the mermaid this afternoon.
Ah.
He was badgering Abby about going back to him again.
Well, 10 out of 10 for persistence.
His or yours?
Hello.
Hi.
Come on in.
Not too early, am
No, of course not.
I? Good.
I had no idea
What?
that you were such a romantic.
Oh.
Thank you. They're beautiful.
Something smells good.
Oh, look, would you like to help yourself to a drink just for a minute?
Sure. Jan?
Yeah?
Where's Leah?
Oh, he's out. Said he'd probably be spending the night on the boat.
He asked me to go back to the States.
What did you say?
What do you think I said? I gave you your answer the other night on Spring.
Sure.
There's something I've been trying to tell you about for ages, but somehow the opportunity keeps slipping away.
Well, now there's a surprise.
What?
Take a look. What do you reckon, business or pleasure?
Well, if it's pleasure. He's taken a beating from my mother. It did him the world of good.
Perhaps, but I wouldn't have thought Laura Wilde was his type.
Why?
Gerald's one of life's nice guys, Abby. And Tarrant Grapevine says she's a tough lady, even got our Ken up on his toes.
You shouldn't underestimate my father. Anyone who can work for Charles Free and live with my mother for over 20 years can look after himself.
How do you mean?
Well, a regular job, a wife, and 2 kids. All part of the reaction of blowing what really mattered to me.
Designing?
Yeah. And for 8 long years it worked. I wasn't particularly happy, but then again, I wasn't particularly unhappy either.
Emotional limbo. It's what most people settle for,
Yeah, you mean security and boredom.
if you like.
It's an illusion.
Is it? There've been times when I've wondered.
Jan, life's nastiest surprises are not reserved for those who want to make something more of themselves.
So, what happened to the family?
I came back from work one night, and I found that Diana had taken the kids and moved in with an estate agent from Guildford. Apparently it had been going on for months, I just hadn't even noticed. Looking back on it, it was the best thing that could have happened. Although the kids took it badly, particularly the eldest one, Simon.
And how old was he?
He was 7. After the split, he never really settled to anything. He had trouble at school, and he got into drugs. Trouble with the police, and, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, according to the tabloids, busted up homes equals screwed up kids. You know, you read about it every day.
Well, I have to say it was a recurring nightmare of mine.
When was that, after you and Tom split up?
Yeah. But we were lucky, touch wood. Leo, for all his faults, and believe you me, he has many. Well, he coped pretty well.
Maybe I should ask him to give Simon a few pointers, huh? You know, I mean, how to cope with a father who sees himself as nothing more than a guilt-stricken failure.
I have a theory.
I was afraid you might have. Try me.
Well, the onus is on the parents. They have to sort out what it is they're really about, and if they do, then the kids can cope with almost anything, as long as they know that those two people still love them.
That sounds so easy, hmm? When you are in the pit and you can't see your way out and there's
You
no
have to hang on in there. You have to tell yourself 100 times a day who you are and what it is you have to offer the world. James, I fired Mark this afternoon. I thought you ought to know. Before.
Good to see the local constabulary.
I'm obliged, Charles. I won't ask how you did it.
Well, they say it's love that makes the world go round, but in my experience, 9 times out of 10, it's favors asked or returned. Well?
I didn't get a chance to study them when the police first found them.
But this is still done. Oh, sorry to interrupt, Mr. Harry.
What is it, Bill?
Well, I was having a game of darts last night. League match against the...
Anyway,
And a quiet natter with Sam Hanley. Do you know, him as works for Pelican Mouldings? And something come up. Something you ought to know. Good night.
Oh, I'm so grateful, Jonathan. Thank you.
What are you up to, Jack Roll? I didn't mean to deceive you, Jack.
I know that. Just about managed to work that one out. And I'm grateful for your help to everyone.
Then why are you here?
I'd offer you a cup of tea
Lovely.
if I run out of gas. Look, Vanessa, this has got nothing to do with what happened the other night.
Of course not. A breathing space. Give you time to think about things.
Yes.
And to commune with nature.
Right. Okay. I would have been home yesterday. But for one reason. And one reason only.
What was that?
I might have bumped into you. I might have felt such a bloody fool.
Ken Masters, meet Dave Hutchinson.
Ah, you're Boffin. Yes.
How do you know that?
Oh, when I check out a company law, I do it thoroughly. I saw your research and development department when I gave Wild Mouldings the once-over.
Ken Masters, meet Dave Hutchinson.
Ah, you're Boffin. Yes.
How do you know that?
Oh, when I check out a company law, I do it thoroughly. I saw your research and development department when I gave Wild Mouldings the once-over. Very impressive.
Don't sneer, Ken. It makes you sound like a spiff.
Tell me about this new, improved moulding process of yours. Yes?
Your 12 o'clock appointment's waiting in the showroom, Ken.
Will you tell him to go down to the pontoon and wait for me there? Laura, would you make Dave a cup of coffee? Back in a tick.
Okay, sugar.
Now get her well sanded, Dave. Yeah. I want a fussed up coat varnish on while the weather's good. Let's get this started, shall we? Did you find it?
Yeah?
And?
Oh, if I persist, he'll be back tomorrow. Spending your ear like he's never been gone. Visitors?
Yeah, they'll be waiting best part of an hour.
Hello, Ted.
Small celebration?
Very kind of you to offer. Come on, Terry. Really nicely.
But Dave, why didn't you say something sooner?
As I told you,
The first I knew about it was when I saw today's paper. I've been up to my ears for weeks. If the Martians had landed, I'd have been none the wiser.
But you definitely saw him hide something.
At the time, I didn't realize he was hiding it, but yes, some sort of package in the aft locker.
Why, didn't you think that was a bit odd?
I assumed it was his boat.
What, even after you'd seen him thump me and then make a run for it?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Howard. I just didn't notice that. Anyway, the police should pick him up in no time.
Oh, where's that?
Cheeky beggar called out, gave me a wave as I passed. I got a really good look at his face, didn't I?
Well, don't you stand there, lend a hand.
Well, what is it? The new daywear collection.
I'm not making any promises, okay?
Of course not.
Have you told the police? I think you and I should have a little talk first.
I got nothing to say.
Oh, I'd be ashamed to nip an embryonic political career in the bud by acquiring a criminal record, don't you think?
No chance. Those aren't even the right plans.
Oh, I know that. You're forgetting I worked on the project, Orin. They're just modifications of ideas that were rejected. They're worthless.
Well then, you haven't got any case at all, have you?
Oh, haven't I?
Come on, you got nothing. Industrial espionage isn't even a criminal offense in England.
No, but robbery with assault is. And I've got a witness.
Okay. Just keep me out of court, all right?
How do you propose I do that?
Tell your witness to forget what I look like. Pass it off as a personal vendetta against Leo by person or persons unknown.
We call that perverting the course of justice.
We call it doing a deal.
No way. Not till Edward Frere calls off the dogs.
He will. So, what do you say? We got a deal?
But just tell me one thing. Why do you pick on Leo?
In a word? Abby. I wanted her back. Leo was in my way. Discrediting him seemed to be my only chance.
Know how much it would have cost him to defend a high court action?
I had nothing to do with that. The idea was to settle it out of court.
Well, just as long as he came out of it looking like some
Like a
sort of-
schmuck? Yeah, something like that.
The designs.
What about him?
Where'd you get them?
I brought him with me.
Who gave them to you? Edward Frere.
No, the America's Cup design team were doing some model tests in a tank owned by one of my dad's subsidiaries. I went to Yale with one of the guys there.
So the idea was to settle out of court.
Sure, I already
Whose
said that.
idea? I said, whose idea, Orin?
Right, well, I'll see you in the morning then. Yes, good night, Joe. Hello. Oh, yes, Tom. Hang on a minute. Gerald! It's for you. It's Tom Howard. He told Tom that it was your idea, that you put him up to it.
And you believed him.
Do you deny it?
Oren believes that Abby's place is with him and William, and quite frankly, I agree with him.
That is not answering my question.
I will not be cross-questioned like a common criminal, Gerald. Abby's best interests have always been my main concern.
Just so long as they fit in with your own.
That is not true.
You suck the marrow out of people's bones, Polly. And then you spit it out when it's no further use to you. You've done it for years.
Daddy!
You did it to me.
That's unfair. It takes two to wreck a marriage.
Fair? When have you ever been fair to anyone? Even now you're using your daughter as a stepping stone to a title.
You bastard!
What has Sir Edward done, eh? Insisted that you reunite the empires of Frere and Hudson before naming the day?
Stop it! Stop it! It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what she has or hasn't done. Abby, don't touch me.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Nothing she can do can make any difference. I'm pregnant.
Leo? I'm pleased. For both of you.
Well done. Another baby to give away.
Do you know what I find so utterly depressing, Polly? It is the fact that it's taken me the best part of 25 years to know you for what you are.
Where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm booking a taxi. I want you out of this house within the hour.